HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Good evening, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. If you're watching live, please comment live. If you are watching on the replay, please comment replay because we want to know if you are watching on the replay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just checking out my Facebook. If you are there, I'm just sharing the stream in my phone and everything. We got like really fancy technology nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. All right, tonight we got a special guest. Well, it's not really. I mean, he's special to me, but he's a mainstay in our group. But before I keep on going, today is January the 12th. It's really nice. You know, it's January the 12th. I saw some patients. I saw I think 2 or 3 patients today. I did some on-site supervision with my PTAs and got home, did some paperwork, and then boom. It says here, you know, if you can see that, type in I can see it. It says here, I cried for happiness, for sadness, but most of all for emptiness. It's kind of sad, right? You know, so you want to, for emptiness. But sometimes you have to be empty first in order for you to be able to be filled up with something new. You know, you have to remove that old thinking. You know, there's two sides of stories here. You have to remove that old thinking, that old ways of thinking and approach, and get something new. Just like we always have this new year, New Year's resolution, New Year's whatever. So it says here, I cried for happiness, for sadness, but most of all for emptiness. Be empty, and that way you could be filled up with something new, ladies and gentlemen. By Doll Kim. All right. Well, anyway, today we have a special guest. His name is he's the CEO of HelloNote. His name is Steve Glukh. He's actually an occupational therapist, and he is here to actually teach us how to find your specific niche in your specific area. Whatever, if you are in the business of therapy, if you're in the business of whatever, writing a book, you have to have a specific niche. Whether you're a therapist, whether you're a physician, whether you're a nurse, there's always like a specialty there. You need to find a specialty in your specific field. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Mr. Steve Glukh, live there in New York. What's going on there?
Hey, everyone.
What's going on there?
Glad to be here. It feels like it's been a while since I've been on, so it's good to be back, and it's always good to be a guest on your show, Mike. I love it.
Well, I mean, you're not technically a guest. You're like a mainstay here, man. So
no, that's all you. That's all you, Mike.
I just looked up our last interview with you. I mean, it was like just December.
It was December? Wow. So it's before the new year. Okay. It feels a while.
Yeah.
So good. So I'm glad to be on again.
Yeah. It says here December the 7th.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Interesting. No, that was somebody else was on. I believe
Okay.
that was a guest that we had on. So it's
Oh,
probably
was it?
right. So I think that was someone. That was someone else.
Let me click
That
it.
was working with ourselves with HelloNote,
Yeah,
and
it's
before that was me.
Catherine.
Yes, there we
Yeah.
go. So I know it felt longer than that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm losing it.
It's me too. I said, it's not a name here. So, well, anyway, thanks again for coming over. Really appreciate you, man. For all the knowledge that you give me. So, and like what we talked about earlier, I mean, how can we find a specific niche? I mean, is there any guidance or something like that? Can you help us? How to really initiate this thing, or can we just do general, or we have to find that niche? Could you share us? How can we start it, man?
Yeah, I think this is a great topic, and especially in today's world where there's so much changes going on, and there's so much uncertainty, especially with the workforce. And I like, me, Mike. I like giving you real world examples, sharing stories for myself and other clients that we have, because that when you put together a real life scenario and someone's listening out there and you're listening and you're saying, well, that's me, maybe I could do this as well. So that's kind of what I want the attention grabber to be. I mean, I could read PowerPoints and of some slideshows all day, but giving you a real world story and scenario from someone that I know is I think is more a little more realistic, and it's more of an attention grabber because you can relate that. So first, what is a niche? So Mike, what is a niche to you? Because everybody has their own definition of a niche. So what is a niche for you?
A niche for me is something that is really that you want to scratch.
Yeah.
It's an itch.
That's a good one, Mike. Add an N to the front, and now we get a different definition.
I'm just kidding, man.
I
So
know.
for those
That's why I
people
love being on your show, Mike. You make
I'm
me laugh.
sitting
You make
here.
everyone smile. So that's good.
So a niche, ladies and gentlemen, is something that you want to scratch. Well, it's a joke, but actually it's a reality, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually an itch in your heart or in your skin that you're trying to look for. So in my case, my niche or my itch is actually dementia. That's something that's really bothering me in my heart that hey, this is the population I want to serve. This is the thing that this book is this about dementia. I want to write about dementia. I want to talk about geriatrics. That's my niche or my itch. So that's how I learned English, Steve. So forgive me.
Good English,
So
Mike.
yeah, that's how I explain niche. So how about
Cool.
you, man?
Good. I love that. I love that you turned that itch into the actual definition, because it's true. It's something that bothers you, that you wanna solve a problem, right? And that's you. So that's why everyone has their own definition of a niche. But the general idea of a niche is something that you want to focus on. So it should be your passion and your personality. That's what your niche should be. So often I have a lot of clients in HelloNote, and of course we work with different groups of therapists, and they have their own different niche of what they're in the business. So it's kind of like, we have plenty of mobile-based, geriatric, orthopedics, things like that. So now we're getting to a trend where we have therapists coming up with different and new ideas, not because they've seen someone else that has it, and it's more because that's what they want to do with their life. And that's what a niche is all about. It's something that you should choose. It's what you want to do with your life. It shouldn't be something that you saw somebody else does and you're like, okay, now that sounds like a good idea, let me go do that. It should be something, as you said, Mike, something that's bothering you, a passion. So for you, it's dementia. And one of the niches that I know some clients of ours have are mental health. So that's a real problem. And as long as you're passionate about it, you want to solve a real problem in the world with this, then that is your niche. And it's okay not to know what your niche is at this stage. So a niche can come to you after you work. For example, you're working in a skilled nursing facility, right? And after a year or two of working, maybe there's a population that you tend to like to work with. Like, for example, with me, when I worked in a skilled nursing facility, there was a certain population where therapist said, you know what, give it to Steve. And I would go and I would handle those cases. And then there was other ones where we respect another therapist and we say, you know what, give it to that person because that is what they wanted to do. And we know they are good at it. So you want to pair a therapist with the patient that has a passion for treating that. So for example, in your case, Mike, dementia, right? If dementia is not my expertise, then we had a patient come in and we're working in the same facility, I wouldn't take on that patient. I would say I know a perfect therapist for this issue, and I would say here you go, Mike. So you have to find your own niche, and that could take years. And it's okay to start to try something. Like for example, let's choose a niche for mobile based therapy. Right? We have so many mobile based clinicians, and it's an awesome niche to be in, especially now. There's plenty of programs around. You can reach out. You can reach out to us, and we'll help you set up your Medicare credentialing. We have the EMR, the billing. We'll train you on everything you need to be a one-person show and run your own clinic until you get to a point where you can expand and hire more therapists. So that's a niche, someone that likes to go out in the community and treat patients one-on-one. So that's actually one of my niches. So to me, I am a mobile-based therapist. I do go out in the community. I treat patients in their home. And especially when it's warmer out, I love to take them outside a little bit and do some activities outside. So it's a passion for me. It's something that I tried probably like six years ago or so, and I loved it. And that's what I was geared more towards because I love the fact that I can go in the patient's home and treat them in their own environment. So we are a guest in a patient's home, and we can make a huge impact on their daily life. So that's what I love. That's my niche. And if you have a niche, for example, I'll just throw out random niches. So pediatrics, you have cardiovascular, neuro, CVA, even you can even think outside the box here and education. So if you're a therapist and you like educating, then you can have a practice that focuses on education, whether it's for therapists or for patients. And that's a niche. It's supposed to be something that's unique to you because everything goes back to marketing, right? So if you are the same therapist as in your demographic area in your town, what is different about you than another therapist that's down the block or in another zip code? And I've seen that a lot, especially being in New York. It's there's a lot of saturation here. So you have to be different. You have to present who you are, because when you go to market, why would someone choose you over somebody else? And business is always about money. So you need to make money to sustain yourself, your family, grow your business. So how are you different than somebody else that's doing that? They're not doing the same thing, but how are you different as a therapist than somebody else that is also a therapist? And that should be your niche. So if you are providing a specific service, then that's what you market. That's what you sell. And it should definitely be something that you're passionate about. You should not choose a niche that to do just because it's lucrative. And I'm sure plenty of us do that, and we also try to find our niche, so it's okay. But I think you should steer more towards finding what drives you, what makes you wake up in the morning, and then at the end of the day, you can have a smile on your face because you made an impact for somebody's life.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That is so powerful, Steve. Thank you very much for explaining to us what is really a niche. So I was just Googling or whatever you call that. I went up and Googled. So what
Yeah.
is the definition of niche? It says here a specialized segment of the market for a particular kind of product or service. It's a specialized segment. So same thing in therapy, same thing with whatever you do, like what Steve said. Just like going to a doctor. If you got heart issues, would you go to an orthopedic doctor? Yes, They're really good orthopedic doctors. But you're not going to go to an orthopedic doctor. You're going to go to a cardiologist. And same thing in our therapy, or same thing with you. If you're fine, if you're starting your own side hustle, doing Medicare Part B, or using trying to own your mobile practice, there will be a lot of people who are doing home health already. Imagine there are hundreds of home health therapists in your area. There's already hundreds and thousands of different agencies out there, and probably hundreds of outpatient clinic there trying to market themselves. How can you differentiate yourself? You differentiate yourself first by putting color on your hair like this. No, just kidding. You differentiate yourself by trying to find that specific niche. Be that difference maker. In that way, that will be your specialty. So in my case, I teach that class, the Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar. It's the required course to be a certified dementia practitioner, and that's a quick way for you to differentiate yourself. So when I go around and market myself, hey, by the way, doctor, I specialize in dementia, and that's what I specifically treat. Boom. Same thing with giving away your business card. If you're gonna just give away a business card like this, they're just gonna throw it away. But if you have a book or you have a niche on that, they will value it more. So thank you very much for pointing that out, Steve. But let me just highlight what one of the person who commented here, Aspen Joy, said. I'm so glad that you are having this live today. I'm actually in the process of deciding to switch to HelloNote. Yes, go ahead. Switch to HelloNote. Just talk to Steve. He's, just reach out. He's gonna let you know his email and everything later. But I think it's steve@hellonote.com, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, Mike. You memorized it.
Just shoot him an email, steve@hellonote.com, or they're very supportive, and they're just really good people. They're part of my business, and it's just like a family. All right, so Steve. So going back to our topic, finding that niche, you mentioned about passion, and you mentioned about not looking at that other person. We are like, I want to do this too. I want to do that. I want to do that. And then I'm like, and then it's not working for you. So how do you specifically find a passion, sir? I mean, how do you do that? It's easy to say, find your passion, Michael. So how can we do that, sir?
That's a great question. And by the way, I just want to go back to what you said, that you feel like your family. So I love that, because that's what we strive in HelloNote. Our clients are not just clients of ours; they're our partner in service, and we do our best to treat everyone like family. So we'll definitely help you out. Any questions, please reach out. You can always reach out to me. I'm very accessible. I don't hide. I don't run away. Like if there's any questions, but I'll be sure to reply to everybody that reaches out to me.
Well, you did run away December 25th. I was emailing you, man. You didn't answer.
Man, come on, give me a day.
Just kidding.
But I'll reply at least within the next day.
Right.
But that's a great question. How you find a niche, and I personally think a lot of us already know what niche we want to do, because when we decided to go to therapy school, whether it's occupational, physical, speech therapy, we already knew that we wanted to help people. And sometimes we don't know what we wanted to do, what type of help we wanted to, but we knew we wanted to help people. And oftentimes what I hear are therapists already go to the program and already apply because of a personal life story. And a lot of times you can even think back on the essays, the admission essays, and there's always a question on what made you choose this program. So a lot of times in the back of our heads, we already have that passion that we want to do. What type of help do we want to provide to the community, to patients? And it should stem from some type of story. It doesn't have to be a story, but some type of personal connection that you had in the past. And if you don't have that, that's okay as well. You can develop a niche throughout your school. And many times you can develop a niche and think, well, that's what I want to do as you are working as a therapist. So giving you a real case scenario here, when I was in school, I didn't I didn't even think about mobile-based therapy. I knew what I wanted to do, who I wanted to help. I wanted to help people get back on their feet. Assisted living was something that I wanted to do. That was a passion of mine. That people that can't take care of themselves anymore after a certain age or disability. But then when I got out of school and I worked at a few outpatient clinics, I did love the fact that I can treat patients that are going back to their home. But I knew that when they do go back to the home, a lot of times they came back because of falls. So falls is something that I'm also passionate about, and it actually came from my first job as a therapist in an outpatient clinic, because a lot of my patients came back to the office because they had a fall. So it's something that just stemmed from a personal experience that I've had treating. And then more patients came for falling. I was able to work with them on balance, different techniques. And at one point, I even asked patients to bring me pictures of their home. And again, this is an outpatient clinic, so it's not a skilled nursing where it's common, because I didn't know about that at that time. But that's what I wanted to do, and I was always driven to treating at home. And to me, that's how I found my niche, because I put one and one together, and I was like, well, I love the fact that I can go to somebody's home, I can observe the environment, make modifications, and prevent a fall, which can result in hospitalization, breaking bones, fracturing, and any worse conditioning or deconditioning of a person. And then, of course, you utilize the skill set that you have in order to get this person better. But to me, it's also about prevention. So how do you prevent falls? And Mike, I've spoken about this before. I do fall prevention courses in the community. So I love doing that. I make it engaging for all the people that are attending. Everyone's laughing, smiling. So we try to make it a positive outcome. Other than that, you can find your niche by observing others. You can, as you said, Mike, Googling. You can Google to see what types of niches are out there. And whatever you feel that you are passionate about and what you want to do, that's the niche that you should lean towards. So I do want to make a point, though, that a niche should be something that you want to do. So it should be something that, again, as I mentioned before, there's a reason for you to wake up and be happy to treat these patients, go to work, and come back and have a smile on your face. Even have a smile during documentation. I know nobody likes documentation, but if you can piece together what you did for that session, then and you have a positive outcomes of that, that's your niche. Because documentation is oftentimes looked as a dreading task. Nobody wants to do it. But if you're actually documenting on something that is your niche and makes you happy, that's going to bring you back to what you had during the session. And it doesn't seem as bad anymore, because now you're writing about something that happened during the session that you wanted to be at. Because if you choose a niche, or if you're working in a facility that you just don't want to be working at, it's documentation is just not going to be anything that you're excited about. So yeah, that's how you can try to find your niche. And don't be scared if you didn't find a niche. It will come to you, but you have to keep an open mind as well. And I have plenty of therapists that never thought that they would, for example, be in home modification. And now they're doing home modification. I have therapists that are doing splinting, and that's their niche, and they're great at it, because splinting is something that you have a creative mind with. You like to draw, so you can draw out different splints and come up with different designs. That's a niche.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Aspen said yes. So yes, Aspen, just reach out. But I just would like to recap what not recap. You know what I mean. What Steve said. You got to write things down, ladies and gentlemen, because if you don't write things down, you're going to forget it. It becomes a reality if you write things down. That's the reason why there's a thing here earlier. Type in your niche below. It doesn't have to be what you're doing right now. Just type in what you want to do, Because once you type it in or once you write it down, it becomes a reality. Even the Bible itself, ladies and gentlemen, he spoke it, God spoke it, and somebody wrote it down, and it became a reality. Same thing with our books. Somebody probably thought about, the books that we have here, the medical books that we read in school. It becomes a reality when it's written down. So if you want to find that specific niche, write it down. I'm writing things down, ladies and gentlemen. So write down your niche below. But I like what Steve said here. Go back to when you started your school. What is it that you really want? Why did you become a therapist in the first place? Why did you apply in that PT school, that OT school? Why? You're not, all of us here not Filipinos. No, not all Filipino moms pushes you to be a therapist. My mom forced me because she wanted me to massage her feet, something like that, right? But but most of us, we thought, okay, what is it that we wanted to do in our school, right? I like what he said, the admission essays. Go back. Why did you apply, right? Next, said here, dream another dream. Dream another dream, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't have to be other people's dream. It could be your dream. It could be your dream. And then something with personal connection. I like this. Something that you can connect with. So me, Alzheimer's and dementia, because I've seen a lot of Alzheimer's and dementia. And my dad had like a mild cognitive disorder, MCI, mild cognitive impairment. And then his mom, my dad's mom, my grandmother, had it too. So that was the personal connection. So I can relate to those people. I can relate to the family members. So find something. I like what he said too. There's no shame in changing. If you find that niche and it didn't work for you, it's okay. It's okay to fail, ladies and gentlemen. I tried going to ortho. I felt like a failure there. It's like, ask me about orthopedic stuff. I probably know, knee replacement, nothing complicated, hip replacement. I can do that. Shoulder replacement. I can still sound fancy and clinical with the patient. But ask me specific ones, like, oh, we need to have like 80 degrees, knee extension, flexion. I can't do that, Ask me about, we need to have like, PREs, progressive resistance. No, I can't do that. So it's okay to fail. It's okay to change your niches, So I like that. I like what Steve said there. So something you want to do, and I like what Steve said. Something with your passion and productivity. I know we don't like the word productivity, but you will only be productive if you find that specific passion. I'm spitting here. Sorry, Steve. I hope I'm not spitting on your face, right? So you got to find that specific passion, because if you found that specific passion, your productivity will be okay, and the profit will follow. That's why it's called 3 Ps. The reason why people and therapists are so burnt out, because it's not their passion. But if you are passionate about it, your productivity will go up. And it'll be like, my product, I like nursing home, and productivity is 90%. If you really like what you're doing, you're not going to complain. I like what I'm doing right now. I enjoy it. And I can say I'm productive. I can finish a quick note using HelloNote. And I know because I'm typing, because I like what I'm typing. We went out, walked, ambulated on uneven surfaces, blah, 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 blah. I enjoy what I'm doing. So Aspen said here, I finally took the leap last year and a mobile neurotherapist with my own practice. There you go. Main focus.
Nice.
Parkinson's disease.
Awesome.
Boom. I know another guy. That's his main focus, Parkinson's disease. Does he just see Parkinson's? No, he sees other patients too. His name is Fitzgerald. And he's like the go-to person in Parkinson's there in Florida. So there you go. So find that specific, even in the Parkinson's niche itself, there's there's still something there. It could be the upper body Parkinson's disease. You can be the lower body Parkinson's disease person.
Yep.
I mean, imagine even the boxing thing. What do you call that? There's this boxing company. I forgot. Somebody help me. There's a boxing company that specifically treats Parkinson's disease. I forgot the name. It's probably somewhere there. I'll Google it in a minute while Steve is talking. So Even non-therapy. Oh, there you go. Aspen said rock steady.
Rock
Even
steady.
rock steady. They're not even a therapist. It's a regular boxing company who's doing it. Why not us therapists? We are the most qualified people to actually do this. So she's actually a coach there too. So there you go. Thank you, Aspen, for helping us out. All right, it's we've reached the 30-minute mark. We will have to find our niche. We will be back in a few seconds with Steve, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, thank you, Steve. I'll be back.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Yes, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show. That is HelloNote. We're interviewing our CEO of HelloNote today. I personally use HelloNote for our EMR in our outpatient clinic. So check it out, HelloNote.com. It helps me really. My PTAs who works for hopefully they're not watching the other agency. We work for the agency, home health agencies. We work for different agencies. We contract, and then we also use HelloNote. They like our HelloNote better than the other stuff because obviously there's so much regulation when it comes to home health. You can't blame them, but it's so much easier to use this. It's by the word itself, it streamlines the process. I don't even have to go to the billing part. It's just the HelloNote. I do 4 pages of the eval. Boom, it's it. It's so easy to use. All right, so check it out, HelloNote.com. Aspen is asking, does HelloNote help pull my? That's a great question for Steve in a minute, but we will be back when we call him later. We're gonna pull that question later. All right. All right, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show, wherein we help you find your alternative healthcare career. Again, this is Dr. Mike Chio, a physical therapist, and your alternative healthcare career coach. That is actually TheraHab Fitness. We got it. We got that TheraHab Fitness license, and we basically, we're gonna do group exercises. You saw that. I do it too personally. I teach a group exercise inside the independent living facility, and we're opening up our own outpatient clinic. It's called JRHab of Jackson. So just for reference, I'm going to show you our JRHab Jackson that we use the intro video for all our patients. So just check it out, right? JRHab Jackson. You see what we did there, ladies and gentlemen? We found a niche. That's what we're doing right now. We found a niche by providing group exercises. So basically, I got that there have a fitness thing, and then we're providing group exercises on those different, not that different, the assisted living slash independent living facility that we go to, and then that's our niche. And if they need actual physical therapy, that's when I come in. So yeah, so you have to just find the specific niche that you will like. The three piece, like what the Steve was talking about, your passion, your productivity will follow, and then your profit will follow. So you need to have profit. You need to make a living too, ladies and gentlemen, because if without the profit, you're going to burn out. And without the profit, how are you going to eat? So you need to have some profit, because if you're just passionate about it and you're just productive about it and you're not making profit, it's just a hobby. So you need to make profit. Okay. So without, again, we're going to bring back our guest. He's not a guest, he's like a coach here in our group. Steve Glukh, he's an occupational therapist, and he's actually here to teach us how to find your alternative healthcare career, or how to find your specific niche. Steve, before I ask you my next question, I just want to pull up Aspen's question again. Does HelloNote help pull over the current documents from her current EMR? Are you able to do that, or do we need to write it down? No, just kidding.
Great question. Yes, so HelloNote does help with the transition process, and we actually don't charge for the transition. So we work with you to see what we can pull from your existing EMR, and we help you put everything into our current EMR. And again, we take that upon ourselves. So whatever we can pull from your existing EMR to our current, we will. And as you know, HelloNote has no setup cost. And everything's month to month. So this way you feel comfortable. And that's really what HelloNote is about. We want you to give us a shot, try us out. And we don't want you to have to fear that cost, or that, because, if there's a setup fee, now you have to commit and you have to pay. And we don't want that. We want you to feel comfortable with us, and we provide training. So yes, we will help with the transition process. So please reach out to us. You can go to hellonote.com. You can request a demo. We highly encourage demos. So this way you know exactly what you're going to get. And you can email me, of course, steve@hellonote.com, or you can email hello@hellonote.com, and one of our team members will be happy to assist you.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Steve. That's the reason why I like HelloNote, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I got fired last year. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any budget. I have like $10 in my bank account, and then I said, "Well, I don't know what to do." And here comes Steve. It's like, "Yeah, I'll help you set it up, Michael. How much is the fee? How much this? Blah 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 blah." No, there's no setup fees. How much is it? Do I have to sign a contract for a year or so? No, it's a month-to-month basis. I'm like, it's no brainer. So I gambled my $10, so I gave it to Steve. So now here I am. Yeah. So Aspen said, "Love it." There you go. And she said, "Great plan, great. Planning on switching this month." There you go. Yeah,
Awesome.
Go ahead and make the switch from AT&T to Verizon. Just kidding. To Verizon to AT&T, whatever you want to do. So she said, "Mike, I love your JR video. What a blessing you will all be to so many people." Oh gosh, thank you very much, Aspen. And this is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to actually find you, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. I know we're streaming this in other pages, and if you're watching on a replay, please comment replay. Watching on the live, please comment live. We're here to find you your passion, not just for you, ladies and gentlemen, but for your family and for the community that you're serving. Nothing against working as it's good. You're working as an employee. That's good. That's your calling. But if you really want to answer the call to serve more people, start a small business. Why? First, you're going to be able to serve your community. You're going to be able to scale. Second, you're going to be able to give at least a livelihood to some other therapists, because not all therapists will be business owners. Some would just like to work, right? Work with you. They want to work with you because they like your energy, they like your passion, And last but not least, you're providing, you're helping the community, not just the people that you're going to serve, but also the what you call the taxes and everything. So it's a great way for you to level up and be the best that you can be, not just for yourself, but for your family and for your community and for the people that you serve. And thank you, you know, thank you, because you will be a blessing too. We want to be a blessing, not because we want to keep the blessing. We want to be a blessing so we could also bless other people. That's what we want to be, and that's the reason why Steve here is really, passionate about, you starting your own side hustle and finding that specific niche. Let's go back to Steve, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
I want to ask Steve. Steve, I always ask this, after our commercial break. What is your biggest failure, and how did you turn it around? And when you failed, do you keep going or do you just stop and just do it again? Can you share us that, sir?
Yeah, failure is inevitable. It's something that any entrepreneur will face. I mean, you could of course face that in any regular life situation, but to be a business owner, when you find your niche, you cannot be afraid to fail because failure is part of the learning and growing process. Even with HelloNote, when we started HelloNote, we were just another EMR on the market. And one of just to go back to niches for a second myself. So my niche is also actually helping other practitioners start their own business. And that's why we're here in the first place. It's one of the reasons we started HelloNote. It's one of the reasons that I'm on this show with Mike here right now, because we want to help you start your own business. That's what it's all about. So Aspen, I love the fact that you're working on your niche, and I'm very excited to have you join HelloNote. And we want to support all of our clients because they're not just clients, because you are partners of our service. With partners of service, we get feedback, good and bad. We get good and bad feedback all the time. And our existing clients, it's funny, but we encourage constructive feedback all the time. I know many times you don't want to hear about negative, but we do want to hear negative because that's how we improve. And our EMR is actually built from feedback all around the country. So we work, of course, with the software works in New York, in Tennessee, California, Florida. So all our clients from all over the states, they gave us feedback, and through feedback, we built what we have now. And it's a never-ending process. We're always improving. Those of you who are clients, we actually recently just had a server migration. And server migrations are not easy. That means you're moving your whole infrastructure from one place to another. And we had to do that because we are growing and we want to provide more speed, more scalability for our product, and of course, more features. So with more features, and again, just because you have more features doesn't matter. I can add 100 features to HelloNote that no one's going to care about. Our features actually come from real client feedback, because if somebody somewhere says, I need this, we know that somebody else will need something like that as well. And we just had to do it. I know it was difficult, but we did it, and we're still kind of configuring a few other things, and it's part of the process. We have to innovate. We have to take care of our clients. And that's one of my niches. One of the reasons that we are doing this is because I love helping other practitioners, aside from patients and getting them back on their feet in daily routine. I love the fact that I can actually help a practitioner set up their practice, and through my help, through my support, they're actually helping others. So it's kind of like stemming. And I love that. And I love positive stories and positive outcomes like that. That's what it's all about. As I always say on the show, it's all about giving back to the community, because you never know. I might need something from somebody else, and someone that I've helped can help me. And as long as we have a nice circle with a network, that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's all for the greater good. We all want to help patients. That's why we got into this field in the first place. So through through helping others create their own niche, I know I'm actually helping patients because somebody else is going to help them. So as far as failure goes, don't be afraid to fail. It's definitely scary. I failed plenty of times. I've shared a few failures on this show as well, and it's just part of the process. There were many times where we also didn't know if one of our businesses were going to succeed, even mobile based. Like, referrals is something you constantly have to go after, and referrals are not easy to get. So you don't know at what point your referral sources are going to get cut off, and you don't know what you're going to do. You can't. I mean, yes, you can pick up the same patients you see, but you need to make sure that you're always getting new referrals because you want to grow. So don't be afraid to fail. Always try different things. And I do want to answer another question that I get asked all the time, from some of our clients, that I mentor and coach. It's, why should I go into my niche? Why should I be my own boss when I can just go to work 9 to 5 or whatever it is, 10 to 6, and get a paycheck, and that's it? I said, is that what I tell them is that really fulfilling for you? And oftentimes they say no, but it gets me by. And that's what a niche is about. And that's, if you're watching this show, if you're part of this group, then you do want to do something that is not just your regular day-to-day job, and it's something that you are passionate about. So the fact that you can create your own business, and we will support you at HelloNote, we will support you. We'll get you everything you need. We have the resources. We have amazing people that we work with, and we'll find you the right person to pair you with. So this way you have the support system you need. So that's actually a really important point, because before these groups, we didn't have that. Like when I was starting a business, I didn't have a support group. There were no online groups. So it was just something you had to do on your own. It was either you made it or you failed. So now we actually have a support system, support team, and we're building a network of other amazing therapists that can help you with your niche and get you a positive outcome. So this way, failure is most likely not going to happen because we will support you. If you're doing this on your own, it's much harder and it's easier to quit. So don't be afraid to fail. If you want to work for somebody else, there's nothing wrong with that. As you said, Mike, someone said, they'll work in a nursing home and that's it. That is what it is. And they go home, they get to pay their bills, and that's it. But a niche is about really finding your passion, something that makes you you. And yeah. And if there's one thing that you hear from me that I want to make it just kind of the point, is it's your opportunity to be you, and use that opportunity to be yourself. And that's what a niche is about. It's something that allows you to be who you are and promote your service as, this is what I'm doing. This is why you need my service, as opposed to that person over there doing their service. So be yourself, be you. Don't be afraid to fail. Reach out. You need help. There's so much support systems out there, and we'll definitely do whatever we can to make sure that you are successful.
Oh, wow. That is such an amazing answer there, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear what he said, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just going to do a recap. He said, you cannot be afraid to fail, ladies and gentlemen. If you are afraid to fail, guess what? You're going to be afraid to fail, right? You're going to have the fear of failure, fear of falling. And in fact, fearing to fail, afraid. I'm running out of English, Steve. Help me out here.
Yeah.
Doing this is just like a rocking chair. Being afraid to fail is just like a rocking chair. You feel like you're moving forward and back, but it's not taking you anywhere. It's not taking you anywhere. I like another thing that Steve said. You should always be improving. Now, if you failed and you kept doing the same thing again and again, that's called insanity. But if you failed and adjusted and adapted to that situation, and you changed and adjusted your sale, well, guess what? You're improving there. And yes, failure is just an event. It's you're gonna fail. It's inevitable. But it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again, ladies and gentlemen. And like what Steve said, he's got all this constructive criticism, whether it's constructive or destructive, I don't know.
Mhm.
Some are destructive, really, really, literally. It's like, oh gosh, did they really wanted to do this? And they can't do it, right? Same thing in our business. I've heard it. Oh, don't send me that PTA again. I don't like that PTA. I'm like, he's one of my best PTA. Stuff like that. It's just part of it.
That's
You will
right.
get some rejection. You will fail, like what Steve said. Don't be afraid to fail. It's just part of the process. It's just part of the process. You will fail, ladies and gentlemen, but just keep going. Just keep going. Like what I said earlier, your niche is something that itches you. That's just on the fly. So, all right. So if it's itching you, it's like I want to do Parkinson's. I want to do boxing in Parkinson's. We're actually going to have a program called Boxing with Jason because we've got a new student in our company. And then I said, well, I'm doing the group exercise. Jason, how about you like boxing? He said, yes, sir. I like boxing. Well, let's go ahead and do some boxing with Jason every Wednesday or whatever. So find that specific niche, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go back to Aspen. Aspen said, my current EMR is so expensive compared to you. I'm hoping to grow in staff this year. Yes, I believe and declare, I release blessing, Aspen, that you're going to grow this year, okay? And she said, grow in staff this year. And when I looked to add more staff, it was way too much to afford for my small practice. I'm so excited and what my small practice can do with your EMR to continue to provide our specialized service to more people, to keep more people in their homes. Bam. There you go. Like what I said, I'm releasing blessing to you, Aspen. I'm sending that whatever blessing that you want to receive. You're going to grow. You're going to grow. And you just have to keep going, okay? Another thing Aspen said, fear of failure is what held me up for 8 years. 8 years, ladies and gentlemen. 8 years. Like what? Like a rocking chair. Feel like you're rocking. You feel like you're moving, but it doesn't take you anywhere. Did Aspen took her anywhere? No. She was just fearful. Oddly, COVID-19 my hours being cut forced me to take the leap. And now I absolutely love waking up, just like what Steve said. He said here,
There you go.
what is where's that? Something you want to do. When you wake up in the morning, do you really want to do? You really want to go to the nursing home? Do you really want to go to that outpatient clinic seeing like 4,000 patients a day? You really want to do that? No. Aspen said, I love waking up and seeing my clients daily. I like going to my patients. I don't know if I've shared you this before, Steve. I took one patient to the tennis court.
Nice.
She had dementia.
Awesome.
And then she didn't know what to do. It was like, and then I brought her to the tennis court. She saw the green whatever floor. They had a tennis ball, and then the racket. She started hitting it. Boom, boom. Memories there. Those are the life-changing things that you can do when you start your niche, side hustle, and of course when you use HelloNote. Of course, I'm gonna put it in HelloNote, right? All right, Steve, where can we reach you? Where can we find you again? I know we put up your email there or your website there. Is this your? I guess this is it, right?
Yes, you can definitely reach us through email. You could even call us. You can call 718-709-5434 as well.
Can you say that again?
Hello Note
718?
718-709-5434. And of course, HelloNote.com has plenty of opportunities to contact us. So don't be afraid to reach out. Even if you're not ready to start your business yet, we will definitely still speak with you and see where you are. And eventually, we want to make sure that you take the leap like Aspen. Like I love those type of stories that take someone time to realize that they have to find their niche and they have to take that leap out from their current just job working for someone else and start their own thing. Because at the end, that's what it's about. You want to produce yourself. You want to, and I do have clients that actually franchise their practices out as well. They had a niche. We have a client, for example, we have a splinting client that branched out, home assessment, even ergonomics. By the way, speaking of ergonomics, Mike, I see you got a new chair, right?
Well, this is my daughter's chair. I stole it from
Ah,
her.
okay,
Like,
it's nice.
oh
It
gosh, yeah.
looks really nice and comfortable. So even ergonomics, that's a niche as well. I actually have someone that I know that started to do ergonomics in just work environments. He's just hustling, going door to door, giving out his business cards and flyers to in Manhattan, for example, like before, of course, COVID. He was so successful. He was just going door to door, every single floor he would stop on, and at every floor he would have like 5, 10 businesses to stop in. And throughout, he did marketing for, I think, like 1 month, and he was able to get a full-time job just from that, because people in the workplace, they needed those services, and a lot of times he found that the job would actually pay for it. So you could find your niche anywhere. Just think outside the box, and yeah, it's your opportunity to be yourself, to find something that you love doing, for you to gives you a reason to wake up in the morning and go to sleep with a smile on your face.
That is so true. That is so true, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the law of average. Like what that ergonomic guy that Steve was talking about. It's just the law of average. The more you give out your business card out there, the more you'll eventually get closer to your goal. So speaking of ergonomics, we do have a class wherein it's Dr. Matt Jeffs. He teaches you how to actually do remote ergonomics, and he's rocking it. He's charging $800 per eval.
Wow.
That's for an email, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, he's got his name and everything. But he goes to corporate, and bam, and it's just amazing. And he's going to teach you how to do that. And that's a specific niche. Emma teaches that class too. So yeah, again, thank you very much again, Steve. So much value bombs that you've given again in our group. So again, thank you very much. But before I let you go, any last parting wisdom for our group?
As I always say, don't be afraid to reach out. Even if you're not ready to take the leap yet, for whatever reason, just reach out, have a word with us. It's kind of like having a cup of coffee. Just give us a call, tell us where you are, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction. And this way, because if you grow, we grow. And it's all about being networking with everyone around you and supporting each other for the greater good of helping patients.
All right. Again, thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching live, please comment live. Watching on a replay, please comment replay. Again, thank you very much, Steve, for everything that you do for our group, for helping us, for supporting, and actually really changing people's lives. So thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. And again, before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, always remember the word fast. FAST, letter F. Find friends that will push you to your next level, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hang out with? Today I hang out with Steve. I feel like I'm CEO of HelloNote, right? I know I'm talking to the CEO of the HelloNote, right? So okay, you got to find friends. If you want to start your own side hustle, for example, go start a Parkinson's practice, reach out to Aspen Joy. Ask her. If you want to start your own side hustle doing, dementia thing like me, check out my course that I teach, the Alzheimer's Disease and Dementia Care Seminar. I'll be teaching it at the end of the month. So check it out. Or if you want to start your own rehab practice like what I do, reach out to me. Well, I'll teach you how to do it. I use the technology of HelloNote to start your own small little practice called rehab. So find friends, letter F. What's the next letter? Letter A. YMCA, right? You got to take action. All this stuff that we're doing, it's not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Steve good, if you don't take action. Take action by reaching out to Steve. Take action by setting up email him or whatever. Just take action, and it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. Just reach out, talk, and then see if it will work for you. Right. The next letter is letter S. Share and subscribe. The more shares, the better. The more subscription, the better. The more shares that we get, the better. So please share and subscribe it, because it may not be applicable to you, but it could be applicable to someone else, like a friend who wants to start their own side hustle, right? And last but not the least, letter T is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually understanding it more. And that's what Steve is doing. He's teaching us how to find your alternative career. He's teaching us how to find your niche. He's teaching us how to actually start your own side hustle. All right. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate you for those person who said, "What's let's go." Whoever you are, Facebook user, you are such a user. I can't see your name right now, but I know who you are. But I will see you around, Facebook friends. Be awesome, be great, be excellent. And I will see you again Thursday. We have a special guest. They're like two OTs. They're called the Rehab Tech Summit or something like that. Two awesome OT ladies. All right. Again, be awesome, be great, be excellent. And I will see you later, Facebook friends. Bye-bye.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.